Hello there, Cancer. This is your love reading for the month of September. Yeah, I hope you get the message that you're meant to receive. So let's begin. So this is a situation which has definitely made you feel tired. They are perhaps someone from your past, and they're relating into this is they're going through certain changes. We'll find out shortly what type. But there's also a message that you both are perhaps building courage to explore this. The energies are mutable, so when I say them, that may refer to you. That is your distinction to consider that. Yeah. Let's get some more. So perhaps there is the case that this experience is putting something on yourself, something that's making you worried, perhaps not necessarily in relation to them. And maybe they don't exactly know everything about that, which perhaps is causing you worry. There might be some case of childbearing or children or babies in this situation. And yeah, let's get a bit more clarification. They're pretty keen. And perhaps you're not. What's going on here? Perhaps you're taking some kind of journey, perhaps back to a place which might be more familiar to you. Or it might be the case that you have had withdrawn from this, now are going back into it. This person is very positive about you. They're keen to move into this with you. Perhaps there is something they haven't understood yet. So there is something that perhaps you know that does worry you, that has worried you. And with them, they have been withdrawn, but they're now coming into this. Perhaps there is some element of travel, a ferry ride or a boat, you being a boat ride away, and yeah, and then there might be some reference there. There may be some disconnect for the time being. But there is a message that you may reconnect, actually. Not right now, perhaps in a year. You do share a very deep connection with this person. And perhaps there's something that you'll get to know pretty soon. So let's get some understanding on that. So perhaps you're going to have a fight potentially pretty soon, or there was a fight, and perhaps there's something about this that will take a year. They perhaps have decided to go in a slightly different direction for right now, but there's a connection, there's a spiritual connection between you, and relatively primal connection too. You certainly need to self-reflect. You certainly need to look within. And perhaps either they need to forgive you or you need to forgive them. Perhaps regarding this fight, perhaps there was a journey and there was some disconnect. They are going through a period of change, perhaps, and they have been moving in some sense in a positive way. And yeah, perhaps they've been feeling or focusing more on themselves. Perhaps there's something about the situation they don't quite understand, and or perhaps they don't see right now potential where there is perhaps potential. Do you have a feeling about this? Meditations, your inner self-reflection tells you something about this. You are tired. You should meditate. You do have you do have an inner voice that you can listen to, and you should listen to. Perhaps right now you need to retreat so you can, once you do have your answers, you can return. Right now you are confused. It does feel a bit of a riddle. There might be something destructive about their or your anger, and perhaps they need to forgive you. But right now, they're pushing ahead in the direction they are. Let's get some further insight. They are focusing on their work right now. They're pushing forward into their work life. They might be going to some extremes. Perhaps right now they are separated from you, and it might be the case they're being a bit excessive with what they're experiencing right now, potentially. With yourself, you're making decisions about where you want to move and what you're going to do. And perhaps there's the opportunity for you to reconnect with someone else that you know or knew, and perhaps find new happiness. They certainly feel a bit separated from you during this period. Maybe angry. And with yourself, perhaps this fight was in relation to some kind of extremity. Yeah, you certainly had a fight. Perhaps it's already happened or will happen very soon. And perhaps, yeah. They do have a connection with you. You do have a deep, perhaps in some ways ancient connection, which does bring them to some emotion. Perhaps you're going to have a coming together with them, some kind of perhaps argument, which does make you feel alone or brings you to some feeling of aloneness. You are tired. You do need to look within. You do need to retreat. You need to focus on yourself, meditate. You do have some kind of riddle or confusion. You need to retreat, and then you need to find something out within yourself so you can return into this perhaps in a year's time. There either has been some kind of fight, or there will be very soon some kind of fight, perhaps in relation to some kind of journey. You both are still connected to each other. You do feel alone right now. You do still both, in some ways, cling to each other. They are going in a new direction. They are focusing on their work. They're focusing on themselves as well. They might have been angry, and they may, or you may, eventually find forgiveness in this situation. They are going through changes. Right now, there might be something a little self-destructive about how they're relating, like they might be giving up completely or moving away and letting go. But there is the chance of reconnection here. They are looking within, they are also healing. And with yourself, when you do look within, when you do seek the answers within, perhaps when you retreat perhaps out of this for some period, look within and then return into it, your prayers may be answered. They may come to forgiveness, but perhaps it needs time. For you both to build courage to come back into this. They will be building. They will be building themselves up. And you will also come into something kind of new. Or perhaps you're gonna go through a period where you do feel kind of alone. And they might be quite separate from you during this next period. There very well may be a positive outcome at the end of this, after a period of self-reflection, of waiting, perhaps after they've been building something as well, and they perhaps have time to forgive you. You both may find the courage to reconnect. You do have a deep connection. So, dear Cancer, please take this period to look within, build your strength, build your courage, seek the answers within. You are a bit confused. You do need to retreat and gain some understanding about something so you can return into this. Perhaps there has been some kind of journey, perhaps they've traveled, perhaps there's also been some kind of fight and they have moved into something else. But you do have a deep connection. They are feeling quite separate from you currently, but they are moving into positive financial environment, perhaps. They're building themselves, small steps. But maybe they're pretty angry right now. But you do have a connection, but you are going to go through a period of aloneness before you can reconnect, both reconnect into this. You are sad, and perhaps they're angry, and they're going through changes and upheaval, but there is a positive message to come. You might have to wait a year or years, perhaps. But it does seem like you will have a reconnection with this person. You do have deep connections to each other. They will come to forgive, or their way of forgiveness. You're definitely very tired right now. I hope you get to rest and retreat into yourself. Search the answers within, meditate, understand something so you can return into this and have your prayers answered. They too will heal. Thank you, dear Cancer. This is your reading for the month of September. You're more than welcome to give us to subscribe and like, and so we can connect. My email is in the description should you wish to get in touch. Thank you, dear Cancer. Bye-bye.